Lamb chop. Yeah, it's true. We all need a little more love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are rivers and valleys enough to cross till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for every, everyone. Hey, TVs, this is Psychic Bob and Lamb Chop, and I just thought we need to sing that song today. You know, if any of y'all been watching the news, and I try to stay out of politics, but there's a lot of craziness going on all over the world. And I really think as spiritual people, we got to raise our vibration to be in a state of goodness and light and love. So I hope today that, you being here is going to uplift your day. I hope that you're going to find a little joy, a little peace, and a little happiness. Well, Lamb Chop, I got to talk to everybody. You want to go over here and sit down? All right. There's Shannon. Oh, look, Shannon Turner, $9.99. Thank you, Shannon. I owe you $5. Oh, you don't owe me anything, Shannon, but God bless you. That's very kind. $9.99. Oh my gosh, I didn't see that. I owe you $5. You don't owe me anything, but God bless you. Thank you so much. Look, Lamb Chop, isn't that wonderful? Lamb Chop says hello to you. All right. Well, you go over there and sit down. I got to talk to everybody, okay? All right. There you go. You know, Lamb Chop, I tell you, he's a great friend to me. I'm so glad, but y'all are even greater friends to me for being here. Thank you so very much. Well, tonight we gather. On Thursday, we try to gather and have a little seance, a little spirit communication. Tonight we're going to do an old style spiritualist seance. This is where I go into trance and I channel. The spirits come through me. Now, I never know what's going to happen. It's always an adventure. So, I just say come with an open heart and mind. I can't even guarantee anything will happen because really it comes down to it's all about what the spirit people want to do. And we hope and pray that the spirit people will, come through for us. But it's always an adventure. When I was in the spiritualist church, we used to do this. We'd gather sometimes at the church, and sometimes we'd gather at people's homes. They used to have what's called home circles. We'd all sit in a circle, and the mediums would go into trance, and spirits would talk to the group. It was really amazing. I'll never forget it. And one of the things you may not pick up as strongly virtually as you do in person is when the various spirits come in and out of a medium, when you're actually in the room with the medium, you can actually feel like an energy shift in the room. Some people have told me they can pick this up when I'm doing it here on YouTube, but some people said they can't, but that's okay. In person, you would have got a little better experience. But you know what? I still think it's wonderful that we have the chance to gather. So I'm going to settle down, go into trance. There's Amelia Mattis says, channeling is a tuning instrumental, sharing singing bowls. Oh, that's interesting. Yes, singing bowls, they vibrate. Well, that's what's all about, the vibration. The spirit people, what they do in channeling is they stand around me. They impinge their energy upon me or overshadow my consciousness, so much so that their energy blends into my body and nervous system, and then they can get control of the muscles in the throat and speak. Now, as those of you who've been taking channeling class the last few weeks, by the way, speaking in class, there's still time to go register for Saturday's class. We're actually having a psychic class on trance channeling this Saturday. It's a continuing series, but don't worry if you haven't been to the others. You can still come in and join. I'm doing that on Saturday. If you want to be in on that, it's a class on dissociative states of the channeling process. It's going to be Saturday at 12 o'clock noon on Zoom. It's a private event, private class. It's not here on YouTube, but you can register over at my website. The price for the class is $30, but it's 2 hours of training live with me. I would love to have you there and join us. So you might want to explore it. I invite you to consider it, okay? Anyways, what you do is ask Baroness Kolbobs if you have any questions about Saturday. Oh, also, you can make it a Psychic Bob Marathon weekend because on Sunday, we're having another special event over on Zoom. It's Psychic Bob's Inner Circle. And that's going to be held at 12 o'clock noon on Sunday. So Saturday, Psychic Development class. Sunday, Inner Circle group. The Inner Circle only meets once every 2 weeks. It's different than the Psychic Development class. Psychic Development meets every Saturday. Inner Circle meets twice a month. And this is for people who are very serious about their spiritual lives and want to do some more advanced studies. This week, I'm teaching on the mysteries of the zodiac. We're going to explore about the mysteries of astrology, how it works in our lives, about the planets that direct prophecies and give us insights. So if you are interested in that, we would love to have you join us on Sunday. Now, the Sunday class is a little more expensive. It's $50. But the reason why is you get a lot more one-on-one time. It's only 10 people in the class. The channeling class is like 30 people, but the Inner Circle is only 10. So there's actually 5 spots are filled. I think we have actually 6 spots. I think I have 4 seats left for Sunday. So if you want to be in, what you need to do is tell Baroness Kolobobs in the chat that you want to be in, or you can send me an email tonight. I need to hear from you tonight because tomorrow I'm sending out invoices for that. But it's part of the Sunday class. You also get to ask me a psychic question personally, face to face, and I do a little mini reading. So part of the class is teaching, like we're going to teach on the zodiac, mysteries of the zodiac, and then I'll do private readings with the small group. So I'd love to have you there. It's only $50, 2 hours up close, personal, all your questions with Psychic Bob. So hope you'll join us for that. So make it a Psychic Bob Marathon weekend. Come to Psychic Development and come to Inner Circle. We would love to have you. Well, thank you for listening to all those announcements. Thank you. Baroness Kolobob's put in the chat information. So what we're going to do is I'm going to settle down and go into trance. Okay. Gosh, we have a lot of people. There's Alicia Faye. There's Amy Radcliffe. Mystical Travelers there. Yay. Baroness Kolobob. She's our moderator. She got the blue wrench. There's Amy Radcliffe. Vivian P. Yay. Simba's here. Welcome. Welcome. There's Amanda S. How lovely to have all of you here. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, you know, it's always an adventure. And as I said, just so you understand, when I go into trance, I'm no longer in control. I let them take over. It's not possession, it's overshadowing. So whatever happens, happens. I can't control it. I don't get to choose any of it, except to allow them to work through me. But after that, it's up to them what happens. So just come back, hang out for the ride. And if you enjoy this or fascinated by trance work, that's what Saturday's class is going to be. It's about what you're seeing tonight, how it's done, how to develop that skill, what all happens in the channeling process. All of that we're going to learn more about on Saturday. So come and join us. Register tonight over at PsychicBob.com. You guys rock. Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to settle down and go into trance. So I'm going to switch over to red light. When I channel, I like softer light. So I'm going to take down the light here. And we're going to go into the red light. Red light is a tradition in spiritualism or channeling or seance work. So I will see you guys when I get back. Blessings. Thank you for joining our seance circle. By the way, let's just do a little invocation to open the spirit door. Mother, Father, God, we thank you for this chance to gather. We thank you for the lovely people from spirit who come to visit us. We ask that you surround us now with your light and peace and joy. Let us be open to those who come from the other side. We welcome the spirits, the good souls that will guide us. Let us all be blessed now as we open the door between the worlds. So mote it be. So mote it be. Amen. All right. Well, I'll see you guys when I get back from my trance. Give me just a moment. I got to settle down here. Oh, good evening. This is Fletcher. Give us just a brief moment. We've got to get control of the medium's vibration. There's a lot of static electricity here, and it's interfering with our connection. There we go. We might have a little trouble tonight transmitting because of the electrical situation around the area where he is. It may short circuit us, but we'll give it a go, and hopefully we'll be able to speak with you tonight. Well, I got a few people here who want to be speaking at you, so I won't be in the way. But this is Fletcher. I'll be guarding our medium and keeping an eye on the proceedings. We'll see you in a little while. Over and out. Good evening. My name is Alfred. It brings us great joy to come from the spirit world and to speak with you. Please understand that those of us who reside in the realms of light come to bring the light to you. Many of you here tonight are struggling. You feel fearful for your futures. Do not remember that when you come to the earth, before you were born, you made soul agreements, contracts, that you would come here and live your lives and fulfill your missions. So why be fearful for your futures? Some of you will say, but Bob, but mediums, but Alfred. You will call us upon all of us and you will say, but help me, I do not know what to do. The fact of the matter is that you have forgotten who you are and why you have come. When you reach out to us and to this medium, you reach out in love, not fear. If you reach out in fear, it means that you have forgotten who you are. As I said, before you were born, we had an agreement with Spirit, and you said to Spirit that you would come. Therefore, your futures are already secured. When you look about and you see people who have fearful futures, know that for some of them, it is because they have forgotten their mission. They have strayed into areas of life that they should not have. And as a result, they have found themselves in precarious situations. If you are mindful and spiritual. You will not meet with an evil end. It is true that there is much disruption on the earth. There are many beings here who wish to do evil. But oh, try to understand that those who do evil will be met with an evil end. As you sow, so you shall reap. Did not Jesus say this? It is words of truth. Over here in the spirit world, we understand these truths to be self-evident. People say, why is it so beautiful and peaceful in the spiritual world? It is because by the time you return to spirit, you remember your true nature. You're not deceived by other people's foils and follies, and you have clarity of mind and heart. Each of you are veritable children of the light. And so when you attune to that light, you become like God. Who is like unto God, as the saying goes about Archangel Michael. But we could easily say that about each of you. Who is like unto God? If you knew that you were a child of the light, you should have much more joy and confidence. And so those of us from the spirit world, we come from the other side to remind you of who you are, so that you will not walk around in ignorance. Ignorance is the greatest danger to human life. In ignorance, people make assumptions and choices that are less than, or shall we say, in alignment with the higher power. But when you are in alignment with the higher power, that light dispels the darkness of the mind and spirit, and you become one with the light. Some of you here study healing, and you've done healing attunements, or what do they call it? Reiki attunements. What does attunement mean? It actually means at one-ment. You become at one with the higher power and the force of chi, and that which changes and moves life. If you become at one or attuned to infinite intelligence, then you will always know who you are, and your path will be clearer. Please know that you do come into the earth to be challenged by the journey. It will not be without some challenges and difficulties. But as I have said, those who are tuned to the light, walk in the light. They will never be led down paths of darkness, and they will not meet with fateful ends or fearful ends. So be at one with the light. Receive our messages tonight. Step into our frequency of vibration and tune yourself. Listen closely to our words, and let your vibration rise. And as it rises, you become one with the light. I thank you for receiving me. My name is Alfred. Oh, this is Fletcher. Give us just a moment. Well, we got a lovely lady here. She's been waiting to speak with you, so I'll be putting her through. Greetings, my dears. My name is Rose. Do you know, as I was listening to Alfred speak, I could not help but be inspired. Though I dwell here in the realms of light as he described it, I never cease with my wonder of the beauty of life here. It is a good thing that the spirit world is oftentimes veiled from humans. For I think that should I have had a glimpse of this world whilst on earth, I should never have had any joy in life, and I should have always been homesick and longing for a return. For some of you, the challenge on earth is letting go of the spirit world. You see, some of you remember your time here. You remember the beauty. You remember how joyful it is here in the light. Some of you never forgot, or never took the veil fully, and what is challenging. My dear, try to hold on to those of us who come from the other side. We will help to anchor you into your earthly life. Do not eschew the earthly life as unimportant or somehow unnecessary. No, my dear, the earthly life is why you will come. Some of you have had those glimpses in your deep meditations, or perhaps in a near-death experience. Our hearts and minds and souls are with you as well. Every time one touches in on the spirit world, there's an experience of immense light and immense joy. But my dears, try, if you can, to know that your light is here on earth as well. Some of you wandered about and say, if only I could go back to heaven. Oh, my dear, don't think like that. You will someday go, but for now, you should train your thoughts to say, how may I bring my light to the earth? You see, this is the secret to joy and happiness, not being homesick for heaven, my dear. We'll all go back there eventually. I went back before my time. And I tell you, if only I had used my earthly life to do more good. I did do some good while I was on the earth. They did show me that I averted some world catastrophes. As many of you know, I was I suppose I called a society matron in my day. They used to hold grand affairs at my home in Mayfair. You know, I used to put together ambassadors for dinner parties. And I tell you, some of my friends said, Rose, you're very, very, you've got a lot of cheek, you know, my dear, putting this ambassador with that ambassador, knowing that their countries were at the verge of war. But I always said, my dear, good dinner, good glass of wine, you know, make friends of everyone. And I did live my life in this way. And so when I returned to home, they did show me some of the good I did on the earth. I also saw my shortcomings. And so, my dears, I come to you from a place of experience, asking all of you, don't waste your lives focusing on petty jealousies. Do you know how much of my life I spent being upset about needless things? I used to see a lady at church with a similar hat. And I used to say, oh, she went to my milliner and copied my hat. The cheeky girl. But you know, my dears, that was a waste of time. It's all vanity. I should have thought, how can I bring these old hats and share them with others who don't have as much? I did do some charity, my dear, but not nearly enough. Not as much as I could have or should have. So don't spend your lives longing to go back to heaven. Spend your lives helping alleviate the sufferings on the earth and bringing light to others. Do you know, this is why we love our medium so very much. I must tell you, don't tell him that I told you, for it might go to his head. But he spends so much time helping people. It practically wears him down. You know, today he had a very challenging day, and yet he came here tonight to be with you so that we could speak. We asked him, we said, dear Bob, you don't have to speak tonight or let us speak tonight. And he said, no, I will do it anyways. And you see, it's because of his generosity, of his allowing us to use his physical body, that we're able to come here to you. Some of you here know that the spirit world is calling you to service. We challenge you, my dears. Use your life to do good. And like our medium here, you will have great joy in your life. If you were to ask our dear medium Bob, if you said, Bob, don't you get tired of doing this spirit work? Don't you want to just throw in the towel? He would say, no, it is necessary. I do a lot of good. And the truth is, he does do a lot of good for us and for you. So try to think of a life of service. It will bring all of you much greater joy and happiness. Hold on, my dears. Fletcher wishes to speak. Oh, there we go. Give us just a moment. We have to strengthen the vibration. There's been a little bit of electrical interruption. There we go. Well, I think we'll let Rose finish what she got to say. There we go. Can you hear me, my dears? So let me just finish by saying that a life of service will bring all of you joy. You don't have to be a grand person like a Mother Teresa, though she was a wonderful person and is growing overhead in the spirit still. But do a little good wherever you can. Maybe bring a cup of tea to a neighbor. Maybe you have some flowers in your garden. You could bundle them up and share them with an older lady down the road who has no one to talk to. These little gestures, though they seem trivial in some way, grow the soul and they bring light to the world. If you can help but one person, then your life has been a success. But if you can help even more, my dears, you shall grow your soul and glow brightly with the light of the spirit world. Well, I shall not beleaguer the point, my dears, but I do hope you understand. I do ever so much thank you for receiving my message. Do you know, while I'm here, I should like to just have a brief word with some of you, if I might. I see some people here who I should like to speak with. I think the first person I should like to speak with is Lady Jane. My dear Lady Jane. This is Rose. Can you hear me, my dear? I hope that I'm transmitting my voice through this medium. Sometimes when we come through the body, the frequency drops and we can't tell if we're transmitting. Lady Jane, my dear, I'm so very pleased with you. Do you know, from the spirit world, we've been looking in on you and your household. We know of your many challenges, my dear. Do not fear, you shall be reunited with your children. Right now there are people here on your earth who are being belligerent. They are pawns of the state. They are bureaucrats with no compassion. They will say things to you like, we don't think you're up to it, my dear. We think that we should continue to keep them away. But, my dear, if somebody says this, do not be fearful. You and your children have a soul bond, and you will see that you will gain your strength, my dear, to continue in caring and loving them. Think of now as a time of quiet for you, a time to recollect and remember your soul agreement for your journey. Know that your family are all part of your soul journey, and you have life contracts with all of them. So do not be fearful now or feel that there are those who are plotting against you, my dear. Any words that you hear that are inducing fear are simply those of small-minded people who think they know best. And they're bureaucrats, my dear. And you know, when I was on earth, the bureaucrats drove me mad. During the war, I wanted to donate some of my dresses to the women of the East End. And I tried to start a thing, and I was told by a local MP, well, you can't just give out clothes. There's regulations. You must apply for a license to start a charitable foundation. And I said, oh, heavens, dear, what am I to do? Well, anyways, it became far more complex. And my dear, I do feel that you're going to have to deal with a little bit of we're bureaucrats and bureaucracies. Don't let it intimidate you. Stand your ground. Speak your truth. There are people around you who do have evil intent, my dear. They try to whisper things that are not true. But you know, the Americans used to have a saying in the war. The Yanks used to say, loose lips sink ships. So those gossip mongers around you, their plans and their destructions will all fall apart. Their ships shall sink, my dear. Have confidence in spirit. Rest now, my dear. Regain your strength. Your healing is coming from the spirit world. We shall strengthen your eyes and your heart as well. Do not be giving in to fear. It is not your time to leave the earth. And you will see the face, visibly see the face of your loved ones. Be of good cheer, my dear. I do hope that you will receive my message in the spirit for which it is intended. I send you my blessings, my dear. Thank you for receiving me. Oh, give us just a moment. There we go. Can you hear me, my dears? We're having a little challenge this evening with the frequencies. Our medium is doing a wonderful job, but there's a lot of electrical interference in the vibration. And so we're doing the best we can to the signal storm. My voice may be irregular tonight. But do forgive me if we come in and out and fade a little bit. It's like speaking through the old wireless, you know. But while I'm here, I also wish to speak to another dear friend of mine. Dear, I won't say your name publicly, but you know who you are. You're the therapist. Hello, dear therapist. Do you know, when I was on earth, I wished that I'd had a therapist. I think I should have got my mind much straighter. Dear therapist, I come over here from the spirit world tonight to encourage you to be of good cheer. You've certainly been through a whirlwind of drama and trauma lately. It's as if your whole world is spun about and people who you trusted betrayed you. But you do not need to fear. All that has been taken from you shall be restored. You shall see as you go through this month of August, that you will have transportation resolved, you have financial issues resolved, you have conflict with family resolved, and you'll have a measure of peace back, my dear. I want you right now, dear therapist, to think of a time in your life when you felt everything was right in the world. It might have only been a short time, but I think that in your life a few years ago, you had a day of clarity is what I call it, where you woke up and you thought, all is all right in the world. I think I'm going to have joy today. But dear, I wish you to reflect on that, for you're going to experience it again. But you have to be open to it. When we cross through a period of trauma, as you have, dear, with all the betrayal and the hurt, it's easy to become very jaded. And I should know, my dear, I was very jaded in my own life. I don't think you're jaded, my dear, but I could understand if you were. But I want you to reflect on those moments of joy and know that those of us who reside here in the spirit world come to help you. Be of good joy, my dear. Know that life is coming into balance for you. In the month of August, we'll see happiness in your life. I thank you, my dear. I hope you've been able to receive my message today. And I do very, 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 very much thank you. There we go. Oh, my dears, do forgive us. The frequency is a little challenging here tonight. Fletcher, my voice is starting to fade a bit. Hold on. I don't know if you can hear me out there. Hold on, my dears. We're having some volume issues. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. It's coming back. Thank you, my dears. My dears, do forgive us. It's like our radio signal is having some challenges here. You know, while I'm here, I should also like to speak to another dear friend of mine. You know, he stays up so very late to meet with us. Dear Simba, you're here tonight. I thought I heard your voice among the ethers. You were speaking to us, and we've heard you. This is Rose here for you, my dear. I have somebody here who'd like to have a word with you. Fletcher says I have permission to let him come through. Just a moment, my dear. I will not be quiet anymore. Simba, 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 Simba. I'm trying to talk to you, and sometimes you go off and ignore me. It hurts Dali's feeling. Dali loves you very much. You are like son to Dali. But how can I be your father and teach you when you go running around acting crazy sometimes? You very good boy, but sometimes you don't listen to me. Listen, I come to tell you, I want to do more work with you. But you must be disciplined. You must sit and let me come through you. This a medium, he tell you all about the channeling. He said that we do painting be channeling, right? The Dali knows that you can channel, but if you're gonna channel, you got to make time. You rush here, rush there. I'm on train here. I'm on train there. Oh, I have to talk to this person. Oh, at the end of the day, you're tired. And you not spend any time with Dali. Dali's feelings hurt. Please, my son, make some time for just you and I. We sit at a cafe. I will draw through your hand. It does you not have to be isolated in studio. You can sit outside in beautiful sun at cafe. Let Dali help you. Please, 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 please. We beg you. I beg you. Thank you so much. You're a very good boy. We're very proud, Simba, of you. Not many young people take the time to risk to develop the talents. So many young people could have such a talent, but they wasted their life running around chasing drugs, chasing this thing and that thing, have to have fancy car. And they forget that the spirit world wants to help them. Well, Dali is here. We shall help you. You make up a time for me, my son. Dali love you very much. We're not mad at you. We only want to help you. We thank you for receiving us. We thank this medium for allowing us to come through. The power go, guys. Dali go too now. Oh, this is Fletcher. Hold on just a moment. There we go. Well, I think Rose is back here, wants to have another word. So I'll be letting her pop in. Here we are, my dears. Oh, I tell you, the electrical current tonight is rather strange for us. There's been a thunderstorm in the area here, and it's affecting our transmission. Do you understand? When we come from the spirit world, we come on realms of light, kind of beams of light, if you will. And we merge that light around the medium. But if there's an electrical current that is coursing through the medium or around the medium, it can affect our transmission. While I'm here, I wish to also have a little word with dear Robin. Robin, my dear, this is Rose. I do hope you can hear me this evening. We do apologize for the breaks in transmission. My dear, I want you to know that we are here to help you. You know, there's a wonderful lady who wants to speak to you tonight. I think you do know her. In fact, I know you know her very well. Doris Stokes is here for you, dear Robin. So do let her have a word with you. Hi, Fletcher. I don't know what to do about the whole thing. You know, somebody the other day said, Doris, I don't believe in life after death. I said, well, doesn't matter what you believe, love. I said, a lot of people don't believe a lot of things, but it happens anyways. You see, Robin, I come here because right now you're surrounded by people, well, we call them the naysayers. They don't understand. And they say, well, you can't be healed unless you do this, unless you do that. Robin, listen, I've come here. It's Doris. Do you know it's Doris here? And I'm here to tell you that I was a nurse. And I was a nurse before I was a medium. Well, I've always been a medium, but I was a nurse back in the day. And you know, you've got to have a little more faith in our world. If you get tangled up listening to them doctors, well, they get you all spun about and you won't know which way's up. So don't hold on to no fears. Don't be thinking, well, they said this, they said that. Just work with them as you can, but also work with us, because that's why I come over. I come over to remind you. You know, it's like I said, every time I do a public statement appearance, I go to these great halls around England and Australia and all over the world. And I used to always say to the skeptics in the audience, they say, you can't die for the life of you. And isn't that the truth, my dear? You know, those of us who come over from the spirit, we come to bring you joy. We're not here to lecture you and to make you feel bad. We're here to make you have happiness. So I've got somebody else here who's going to be cheering you up, right? All right, hold on just a moment. Mom, I'm trying to come through. I'm having a little trouble getting my voice to come in tonight. I'm over here. And I'm okay. I'm getting ready to go on duty tonight. I'm really thankful for this chance to come and talk to you. I think Bob puts up with an awful lot from me because whenever I come in, I always take a lot of energy. But he's a good guy to let me do it. And I want you to know, Mom, that I'm doing great here. If you could see how many assignments I go on in a week, it's amazing. I'm never tired here. I'm never sad. I work an awful lot, but I'm okay with that. And then when I get some downtime, I paint, I play my guitar, I visit with all of you. I was looking in on you just last night. And I want you to know that I know you've been a little overwhelmed lately and you go from one extreme to the other. You're not sleeping or you're sleeping and you just can't move. I'm trying to help balance that out for you. I'm not that skilled in healing right now, so you'll have to pardon me. But they said that if I can just be around you, it'll help you. So I'm doing that. I'm doing what I can. There's a lot of people in spirit here that are helping you. I've been told that you're going to see significant improvement this month. By the end of August, you're going to be feeling back to your old self. And yeah, I'll probably still be annoying as always because I'm always my old self. But I have a great time visiting with you and Jill, Sydney, with my daughter too, Cassidy. Mom, thank you for helping with her. Thank you for loving her and accepting her. I know everything's been kind of topsy-turvy with her family. But tell her that I'm still her dad if she'll take me. And I'm still here to help her. She's going to be okay. All of you are going to be okay. So please know that I do come to visit all. And I will back to speak again. Having some problems here. I can't. The frequency's breaking up. I love you, Mom. I'm okay. I got to go to work. Love you much. Oh, my dear. There we go. Greetings, Robin. This is Rose. We're so sorry that the transmission's a little challenged, but we do hope that we could hear him. I'm so very thankful for you. Thank you for receiving our messages and receiving Doris as well as myself. Where is she here? Lady Cola, can you hear me, my dear? This is Rose. My dear, I'm here to speak to you tonight. Doris is here as well, but Fletcher says her frequency is not very strong, so I may have to relay some messages for her. Doris is asking me to let you know, my dear, and she's not forgotten you. And she said she's whispering in the ear of the council people as we speak. Try to understand, my dear, that at night, while those who wish to communicate are sleeping, it is a time for us from the spirit world to go and whisper to them. We place thoughts of you in their minds, and so upon waking, they will contact you. It's going to be a little longer, my dear. It will probably be not until after the 10th or the 15th that you'll start to see progress on those things that are outstanding. Doris has said she came earlier today to help you understand that, and she apologizes that she was not able to continue. She says the medium's power was interrupted. But, my dear, know that those of us here have not forgotten you. Doris is asking me to talk to you, my dear, about your dear pets, your dogs. My dear, they're over here in the spirit world, and they're at peace. We know that their passing was very tragic for you. My dear, you have the assurance from the spirit world that you will receive justice. The person who has perpetrated this crime shall not go without punishment. And my dear, his karmic debt is quite heavy, I'm told. Doris asked me to let you know that she's working on that. And she says, well, I'm also here to help you with your emotional state. Doris has asked me to relay to you that she says, you've been feeling a bit overwhelmed. She will be with you at night to soothe your brow and bring you peace. If I have your permission as well, my dear, I will assist you in your endeavors. I know quite a number of prominent people in London, and I still have some influence there. So perhaps I can assist with your legal case and getting everything moving along. I shall do my best, my dear, from my side to help those involved in this matter to move forward. So you can count on Doris and I. We shall be at your side helping you. I thank you, my dear, for receiving our message. My name is Rose. Oh, give us just a moment. Having some electrical interference. Hello, my dear Rose. We should not be able to stay much longer in the medium tonight. They're concerned about his nervous system being damaged due to the electrical imbalances. For the moment, need not fear. He's fine. But We must always be delicate when working with our mediums. They are fine-tuned instruments. Some of you here play musical instruments, and you understand how strings and instruments must be tuned and attuned and all of that. I'm not an expert in that, but I think some of you understand that. And so it is with the medium. It's like playing an instrument. We must be careful not to too much tension on the wires. My dears, thank you for allowing me to come here tonight. I do hope that all of you will remember that you are loved by our world. But those of you here tonight are saying, if only I knew if Spirit loved me. Hear my voice. You are not forgotten. Everyone here who can hear my voice this evening, you have been personally called here. It is because we do care for you, all of you, so very much. So if you feel alone, know that Rose is here for you. Just do call upon me. Say, Rose, help me. I shall come and bring other angels and other spirit beings. Over here in the spirit world, there are untold billions upon billions of souls waiting to serve those of you who live on the earth. So be brave and dare to reach out and call upon our world. You might feel a little embarrassed, thinking, who am I to speak to dead people? But I should like to remind you, we're not dead. Doris likes to remind people that none of us are dead and nobody dies. We only move from your world to this world, but we're very much alive and very able to be of assistance. So you are loved, and we do care, and we come from our world to help you. So do seek us out, and we shall be there. Fletcher says, I must step from the medium. Now the power is starting. Go. And I do feel the power waning. I think for receiving me, know that all is well here. I do hope you'll remember me and do call upon me. I should like to help you. My name. Just a minute, guys. I was a little lightheaded after I channel. Ooh. I heard Rose at the end there. Did everything go all right? I hope somebody came. I think at least Rose came through. I don't know if anybody else came through. Oh, thank you, Baroness. Baroness Colobus says, Bab, my Bobs, you rocked it, baby. God bless you. Hi, therapist. Welcome back, Bob. Thank you, therapist. I'm glad to be back. Mystical Terror says, welcome back. Lady Jane says, excellent seance today, Bob. God bless you all. Thank you. Well, if you enjoyed this, this month we're going to have a private seance for 10 people only. I think we're full for that. Baroness, are we full for the private seance? Anyways, if you like this, we'll do more this, but we're going to have a private event at the end of this month. Cola will tell you the dates. I think we're already booked for the tickets for that. But we do have a waiting list, and sometimes things change. So if you want to get in on that, at least let Baroness know. You put you on the waiting list for that. Okay. Simba says, I love the seances. Thank you, Simba. Thank you. Baroness Kolobob said, you gave out some beautiful messages. Well, I didn't give them out. That's the spirit people. See, when I go under in trance, that's not me talking. That's not like, oh, what's like Bob going to say? It's not me. It's literally the spirit people. So I just let them come through. There's Rob. Oh my God, Robin Boston. God bless you. $10 donation. Thank you, Robin. Baroness just announced the private seance is full, but I can add you on the list for dropouts. Contact me on Instagram. Okay. If you can't reach Baroness on Instagram, then contact me at my website, PsychicBob.com. All right. Some of you don't know me and I have Instagram, but you can go to my website if nothing else, PsychicBob.com. All right. Well, guys, I have so enjoyed having the chance to sit with you. I've been going all day. It's been a wonderful day. A lot of work. No complaints. But I think I'm going to have a little break now. Have a little dinner break. Oh, God bless you. Baroness Colbubs just donated £2.49. God bless you. Thank you so much. You guys are so kind. Thank you for your support. Listen, gosh, when I come back from channeling, my mind is like all spacey. So remind you that Friday, no, wait, I don't know what that's Saturday, psychic development class. We're going to do trance channeling. So if you enjoyed experiences, go register tonight, PsychicBob.com. I'll keep registration open until tomorrow, but you do better to get in because I limit it to 30 people. So you want to get in, go register tonight. And I still have some seats open for Sunday's Inner Circle. If you want to be an Inner Circle, I need to hear from you as well. Send me an email tonight at my website. So I want to be in. Some of you have already written. If you've written to me already, I'm pretty sure I got it. But if you didn't write to me, send me an email and we'll put you on the list. I'm going to send out invoices tomorrow